Unleashing Your Potential, the Power of Faith, Tribe, and Audacity. Welcome to an extraordinary journey of self-discovery and transformation. Today, we're diving deep into insights that have the power to revolutionize not just your career, but your entire life. These gems of wisdom come from none other than Dr. Nancy J. Lewis, the visionary president of Progressive Techniques, Inc. Dr. Lewis isn't just a leader. She's a beacon of hope, a catalyst for change, and a true force in making our world a more empowered and equitable place. Her impact on leadership and personal growth is nothing short of revolutionary, and I'm thrilled to share what I've learned from her with all of you. Imagine, for a moment, standing at the edge of a cliff. Below you lies an ocean of opportunity, vast and full of potential. But it's also terrifying, isn't it? The unknown always is. Most people would step back from that edge, retreating to the safety of what they know. But what if I told you that the key to unlocking your potential lies in taking that leap? What if rejection wasn't something to avoid, but something to embrace? What if, instead of running from our fears, we ran towards them? This isn't about blind faith or reckless abandon. It's about calculated risk, about trusting in your abilities and the support system you've built around you. It's about believing that even if you fall, you'll learn how to fly on the way down. This, my friends, is what Dr. Lewis calls operating in faith. Let me share a story that illustrates this point beautifully. There was a young entrepreneur, let's call her Sarah. Sarah had a brilliant idea for a tech startup, but she was paralyzed by fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. She had the skills, she had the knowledge, but she lacked that crucial ingredient, faith in herself. One day, Sarah attended one of Dr. Lewis's seminars. During a break, she approached Dr. Lewis, voice shaking, and shared her fears. Dr. Lewis looked at her and said something that would change Sarah's life. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is the story you keep telling yourself about why you can't achieve them. Those words hit Sarah like a bolt of lightning. She realized that her lack of faith wasn't just holding her back, it was actively pushing her backwards. From that day forward, Sarah made a commitment. Every time fear crept in, she would acknowledge it, thank it for trying to protect her, and then politely show it the door. Within a year, Sarah had launched her startup. Was it easy? Absolutely not. Did she face rejection? More times than she could count. But here's the kicker. Each rejection, each setback only strengthened her resolve. She began to see rejections not as roadblocks, but as redirections, guiding her towards where she needed to be. This, my friends, is the power of operating in faith. It's not about never feeling fear. It's about feeling the fear and doing it anyway. It's about trusting that even if things don't work out exactly as planned, you'll be okay. More than okay, you'll be stronger, wiser, and one step closer to where you're meant to be. But here's the thing, operating in faith isn't something you can do alone. And this brings us to the second crucial point. Dr. Lewis emphasized the importance of having a faith tribe in your inner circle. Now, when we talk about a faith tribe, we're not talking about yes men or cheerleaders who blindly support everything you do. We're talking about a group of individuals who believe in you, who challenge you, who push you to be better. They're the ones who hold you accountable, who pick you up when you fall, and who celebrate your victories as if they were their own. Dr. Lewis shared another powerful story that illustrates this point beautifully. There was a corporate executive, let's call him Michael. Michael was excellent at his job, but he had hit a plateau. He felt stuck, unsure of how to take the next step in his career. He had mentors, sure, but something was missing. That's when Michael decided to intentionally curate his inner circle. He sought out individuals who not only had achieved what he aspired to, but who also operated with a level of faith and positivity that he admired. It wasn't easy. Some relationships had to be let go, others had to be nurtured. But slowly, Michael built his faith tribe. The transformation was remarkable. Surrounded by people who believed in him, who challenged him to think bigger, Michael found himself taking risks he never would have considered before. He started speaking up more in meetings, proposing innovative ideas. He even applied for a position 2 levels above his current role, something that old Michael would have deemed impossible. Did he get that position? Not immediately, but the very act of applying, of putting himself out there, opened doors he never knew existed. 6 months later, he was offered a role that was even better suited to his skills and aspirations. This is the power of a faith tribe. They don't just support you, they elevate you. They help you see possibilities where you once saw obstacles. They remind you of your strength when you forget. They are the wind beneath your wings, propelling you to heights you never thought possible. But here's the crucial part. Being part of a faith tribe isn't just about what you get, it's also about what you give. It's a two-way street. You must be willing to be that source of faith and support for others as well. It's about creating a cycle of positivity and growth that lifts everyone involved. Now, let's talk about the third key takeaway from my conversation with Dr. Lewis: the boldness to ask for what you want. This ties in beautifully with the concepts of operating in faith and having a faith tribe. Dr. Lewis emphasized that too often we let our fears and insecurities hold us back from asking for what we truly want. We settle for less, convincing ourselves that we don't deserve more or that it's not possible for us. But here's the truth. Bomb Dr. Lewis dropped. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. Let that sink in for a moment. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. How many opportunities have we missed simply because we were too afraid to ask? How many doors have remained closed, not because they were locked, but because we never tried to handle? Dr. Lewis shared a personal story that really drove this point home. Early in her career, she was working at a company where she felt undervalued and underpaid. For months, she grumbled and complained to her friends, but did nothing about it. Then one day, a mentor asked her a simple question: "Have you asked for a raise?" The question stopped her in her tracks. No, she hadn't. She had assumed that if she deserved a raise, her boss would give her one. Her mentor looked at her and said, "Your boss isn't a mind reader. If you want something, you need to ask for it." The next day, Dr. Lewis marched into her boss's office and made her case for why she deserved a raise. Was she nervous? Absolutely. Did her voice shake a little? You bet. But she did it anyway. And guess what? She got the raise. This experience taught Dr. Lewis a valuable lesson. The world doesn't hand you what you deserve. It hands you what you have the courage to ask for. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but what if I ask and the answer is no? Well, let me tell you something. No is not the end of the world. In fact, no can be the beginning of something even better. When you ask for something and the answer is no, you learn. You learn about the other person's perspective. You learn about what you might need to improve. You learn about alternative possibilities you might not have considered. And most importantly, you learn that you can handle rejection, that you can ask for what you want and survive, even if the answer isn't what you hope for. This ties back to our earlier points about operating in faith and having a faith tribe. When you have faith in yourself and your abilities, asking for what you want becomes easier. When you have a tribe that believes in you, you find the courage to put yourself out there to take those risks. Dr. Lewis emphasizes that boldness in asking isn't about being aggressive or demanding. It's about being clear, confident, and respectful. It's about knowing your worth and not being afraid to communicate it. It's about understanding that by asking for what you want, you're not just serving yourself, you're also giving others the opportunity to help you, to be part of your journey. So, what does all this mean for you? How can you apply these lessons in your own life? First, start operating in faith. Trust in your abilities, in your journey. When fear creeps in, and it will, acknowledge it to it, but don't let it control you. Remember Sarah's story. Each rejection, each setback is not a stop sign. It's a redirect, guiding you where you need to go. Second, cultivate your faith tribe. Look around you. Who lifts you up? Who challenges you to be better? Who believes in you even when you struggle to believe in yourself? These are the people you want in your inner circle. And remember, it's not just about what you receive. Be that person for others too. Create a cycle of faith and support that elevates everyone involved. Third, be bold in asking for what you want. Remember, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. Yes, it can be scary. Yes, you might face rejection, but each time you ask, you grow. You become stronger, more resilient. And sometimes, just sometimes, you get exactly what you asked for, or even something better. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final thought from Dr. Lewis. She said, "Success isn't about never falling. It's about getting up one more time than you fall." This journey of growth, of success, It's not always going to be smooth. There will be bumps, there will be falls. But with faith in yourself, a tribe to support you, and the boldness to ask for what you want, you can navigate any obstacle. So I challenge you this week, do something that scares you. Take that leap of faith. Reach out to someone you admire and ask them to be part of your faith tribe. Ask for that thing you've been too afraid to ask for. Remember, on the other side of fear is growth. On the other side of rejection is resilience. On the other side of boldness is success. You have greatness within you. It's time to let it out. It's time to operate in faith. Surround yourself with the faith tribe and boldly ask for what you want. The world is waiting for what only you can offer. So go out there and make it happen. Your future self will thank you for it. The world will thank you for it. Now go forth, be bold, and unleash your potential.